So, good afternoon. I'm really grateful to SIANI for supporting us in 2018, and it's really great to be here and working with SIANI in 2020. Our first round of expert group funding, as Anna has already said, was a really positive experience. SIANI have been a really great partner to work with, and I'm delighted that we can continue the work this year. So I've got 5 minutes here. If you can just give me a wave, we're not finished. Basically, what we're trying to do is the Agripreneurship Alliance expert group was formed because we realized that there's lots of interest in entrepreneurship, in agribusiness, particularly in East Africa. And we recognized that talking to partners, talking to young people involved in programs, that there was a small area that we thought that we could contribute to, and that's the development of business plans. The young entrepreneurs that we met and that our partners were working with are great at framing their business ideas as stories, which is a really important skill. But they also were finding it difficult then to talk about their business ideas as a business idea. Having an easily communicated way of talking to financial bodies. I need a loan, I need capital. Talking about projected figures, talking about sales figures, talking about their value chains. And the easiest way to describe this is through a business plan. So we came up with the idea of a short course that could be implemented in different universities within East Africa that takes the young person, the student, through the step-by-step process of developing a business plan. So I want to give you a bit of a taste of what this is like, and hopefully I can... Sorry, which button? Ooh, which button do I press?
Just this one.
Ah, okay.
Maybe it doesn't reach that far. Yes. Worst case, just press the...
Okay, great. So, with our partners, our partners within the expert group are about 8 other universities based in Uganda, in Kenya, and Somaliland. And we really focused on 3 things. One is about capacity building. So each year we're having a training of trainers course where we're bringing together academic staff and volunteers from each of those universities to go through a 5-day-long training program looking at entrepreneurship in agribusiness and looking at this core concept of how do you develop a business plan. Now, as you can imagine, one of the biggest things within teaching is how do you teach? What is the most effective way of teaching and people learning? And because of resources, because of tradition and culture and the way that things happen, as you can imagine, universities quite often teach in very traditional ways. The teaching style that we see and is experienced is quite often a professor standing on a hall, a bit like this today, I'm sorry, and talking to maybe 300 students. This is not a good environment for dialogue, for conversations. And so what we've done is, through the Training of Trainer program, is to introduce a different educational methodology. And many of us will know what this is. It's experiential learning, the idea of small group work, the sorts of things that we were doing before lunchtime. But to many of our partners in Uganda, Kenya, and Somaliland, this is rocket science. This is experiences that they've not been exposed to before. And so being able to give these universities permission to play with this type of educational approach has been really, really strong. And that our partners are then using this in terms of the work that they're doing with their students on the Entrepreneurship and Agribusiness course, but also we see the impact rolling out across other elements of the universities and the life of those communities. So that building capacity of academic staff has been really important. And with SIANI, we're going to be running the next training of trainer in Kampala at the end of April of this year. We'll have about 12 participants. And we're really keen that we're continuing to build that capacity. So bringing new people into the Training of Trainer program and focusing this trainer of trainer program on younger academic staff, so on researchers, on young lecturers, on teaching assistants, to bring in some of that youthful energy and vibrancy as well. So we have, as I mentioned, this course called Entrepreneurship and Agribusiness. It's a short course, it lasts about 10 weeks, and we use the term blended learning. It's an online course with videos, with exercises, with quizzes, with templates that have got to be used. But the course then, the student follows the online course, but the course then is also taught within the university or the setting. So it blends a standardized quality course that's been developed by our partners in East Africa with the local context, being led by our partners within their own settings. So I just wanted to kind of personalize it a little bit, because I'm a fan of all of this, okay? So Bishop Stewart University is a small university in a town called Mbarara, which is in the south of Uganda, close to the border with Tanzania and Rwanda. It's a small town. It's the center of a pastoral community, so lots of cattle. And it's very famous for the Ankole breed of cattle, which are have got these huge living horns, basically radiators on their heads to keep them cool. And we've been working with BSU for a while now, and these are some of the young people who we've been working through it with and going through our programs. And if I can just introduce them briefly. So up at the top, we've got Anita. Anita is studying law. But as an aside to this, she recognizes that there is a lot of waste materials in farming, in gardening, in horticulture that is just being forgotten about and not used. So she started a business which is making these really big briquettes made out of biomass. So it's taking away the waste leaves, the waste products from agricultural processes to make carbon briquettes, which are then used by predominantly for her product, used by restaurants and hotels. One of her briquettes can burn for about 6 hours. Yeah. We've then got patients. You can imagine plastic bags are ubiquitous, they're everywhere. And so what she's trying to do is challenge the use of plastic bags within the local communities by producing locally made paper bags, which are biodegradable. And some of the stores have started taking that from her. We've then got Hillary, guy on the left. Hillary has come up with an idea, and it's an award-winning idea. He has won a Ugandan prize for this. An aftershave product made out of organic lemons. Now, when I first heard about this idea, I was a little skeptical. There's lots of aftershave products that you can get. But he's been very clear. There's a significant population in Uganda who are Muslim, who do not drink or use alcohol. So he's produced a shaving gel, which can be used on the chin, unlike my chin, and if you shave your head as well, which is of lemon oil, but without alcohol as a solvent. And so he's found a niche in the market that he's exploiting. We've got Nelson in the middle. I never knew that pawpaw trees don't attract elephants. That's a new bit from me from the V-Forestry video. But what Nelson's doing is he's making a tea out of pawpaw seeds. So again, it's generally a waste product. It's something that's just thrown away. But he's identified that within the pawpaw seeds, there is a chemical, a nutrient, that can actually help eye health. And so he's found a way of promoting this tea in terms of, it's good for you, it's good for your eyes. And he's going through tests at the moment just to validate that idea. And then James here at the other bottom is a yogurt master. So he's making yogurt. As I say, it's the dairy area, there's lots of milk. But one of the things that he's trying to do is rather than just make plain yogurt and sell that, he's making yogurt that is flavored with beetroot. And I know I've bought beetroot yogurt a few times in Switzerland, But he's identified that it's a vegetable that grows relatively easy in the area, that it's got very good micronutrients in it, and doesn't it give yogurt a lovely colour? So these are some of the businesses that are coming out of the work that we've been doing. And we'll be tracking these students, as well as other partners from Gulu University, from Makerere University Business School, Laikipia in Kenya, and our partners at the Igad Sheikh Technical Veterinary Training School in Somaliland, to see how they go over the course of the year, as well as introducing new people to the course. This blended learning course, we also want to make it available to a wider audience. We've had people coming to us from the Caribbean islands, from the Pacific Islands, and I'm not joking when I say Pacific Islands. We've got some people we're working with from Samoa at the moment, who wanted to do this course as an online course. And so it's a course, as I say, it's about 30 hours of learning plus whatever additional you want to do. You log on to a platform, which is held by our partners, the African Management Institute. The course has been developed with the concept of East African agribusiness. So we've created a case study that flows through the entire course, which is based on above ground aquaculture, fish farming. And we've developed this case study so that the facts and figures in it are entirely appropriate based on Kenyan prices. But we've also been deliberate in that we tried to challenge some traditional views on gender by ensuring that within the case study, roles are taken in non-traditional roles for women. The course has got lots of participative features. So there are course videos, there are audio files, and there are things that you fill out. And by the end of the course, you'll have actually completed your own business plan for the thing that you've created. I'm going to finish. Can I just say, so one of the ideas of this is that we're going to share our learning over the course of the year. So we're going to be developing case studies and vlogs and blogs from participants, both from our partner institutions and the young people involved in the programs. That's the majority of the people that we're working with. I've overtaken my time. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Steven. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes. Thank you so much. And you took the words out of my mouth. I was also going to say that, yes, these SIANI expert groups will have continuously be updated throughout the year, and you'll be able to read and follow your work on the SIANI website. So here is also a SIANI bag, of course.
Thank you so much. What a surprise.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
And a warm applause again, I think.
Thank you.